All right, this is 47C, which is the discriminant. So this is going to look similar to the quadratic formula. It's just actually a piece of the quadratic formula. So it does not tell you what your answers are, but it tells you how many answers you're going to get. Okay, so here's the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The discriminant is everything under the radical, what I have highlighted here, b squared minus 4ac. So when you plug the numbers in to b squared minus 4ac, you have three options. You might get a positive number, you might get 0, and you might get a negative number. Okay, so here's how it works. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, so if it's a number greater than 0, okay, what happens is when you graph it, you will see two different places that we hit our x-axis. Okay, those are called zeros. Those are our solutions. Okay, so 2 there, or maybe it's a negative a term, but still positive discriminant. So our discriminant is positive. We still get two real solutions. Okay, and that real part, you'll see next week we get into imaginary solutions. Not going to get into that today, but you will get two real solutions, also known as two x-intercepts. Okay, that's what I showed you here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. If your discriminant is 0, okay, so if b squared minus 4ac, when you plug in those values, if you get the number 0, then you will get one solution. That means your 0, your intercept, hits just perfectly at the x-axis right as it's turning around. In other words, your vertex of your parabola is going to be on the x-axis. So you get one real solution for that, which means you get one x-intercept. Okay, last one. If your b squared minus 4ac is a negative number. If the number is negative, notice what happens. There is no point on either one of these graphs. Not a single point hits your x-axis. So you will have no real solutions, which means you have no x-intercepts. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. It's super short, 3 little problems here just to show you what you're doing with this. So keep in mind, this is A, this is B, this is C. If it says determine the number of real solutions or the number of x-intercepts, you are just plugging into b squared minus 4 times A times C. Okay, so let's say we're working with these numbers, 2x squared minus 3x plus 7. This would be b, which is a negative 3. Don't forget the parentheses, especially if you're just going to plug it into a calculator. So b squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 7. Okay, and don't forget PEMDAS here. If you plug it straight into the calculator, it should do PEMDAS for you as long as you keep your parentheses. If you don't and you want to simplify, we would do it like this. This would be 9 minus, and then 4 times 2 times 7 is 56. Okay, so I don't need to see this step from you. I do need to see this. I need to see what you're plugging in and where you're plugging it in. Either way, I get 9 minus 56, or that whole thing plugged in, is a negative 47. Okay, so keep in mind, when our number is negative, that's when we have no real solutions. So 0 real solutions, which means we have 0 x-intercepts. Okay. All right, second one here. For this one, again, here's your A, here's your B, here's your C, and we are doing b squared minus 4ac. So b is a negative 3 minus 4 times a negative 2 times our C term, which is 5. And like I said, you can just plug that into your calculator as long as you keep it just like that. When you plug this into your calculator, you should get 49. And we said when the discriminant is positive, you should have 2 real solutions, which means you'll have 2 x-intercepts. Okay, when we get 49 as our discriminant. Any guesses what this last one might be? Here's what I want you to notice on this last one. This is not in the right form for solving a quadratic. It should always equal 0 when you're solving a quadratic. So we're actually going to add 49 to both sides. So this will be x squared minus 14x plus 49 equals 0. And now you can plug it into b squared minus 4ac. So b is a negative 14. Don't forget those parentheses. Squared minus 4. Our a right now is 1, right? If there's nothing out in front of there, it's a 1. And then our c is 49. So we're going to plug this into our calculator. Negative 14 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9, and we get 0. So that means, and this is the tricky part, you see 0 and people go, oh, 0, no solution. 0 is not no solution. When it's 0, if you look back here, right, 0 is when it is 1 solution. So we have 1 real solution, which means 1 x-intercept. Okay, I need to see this from you, this from you, this from you. If your homework looks like negative 47, 0 real solutions, I will not give you credit. You guys need to show me what you're doing. So show me your work so that I can give you full credit. That's it, short and sweet.